Okay, today we are starting new chapter, capacitance. Okay, first topic of this chapter is capacitance. 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 Okay, right. For a conductor, Q is the amount of charge is directly proportional to V. V means potential. Charge is directly proportional to potential. More the potential, more the charge it will store, or more the charge it will contain. Okay. Then to remove this sign, we multiply by a constant. That constant we denote by C, capital C. We have the formula Q equal to CV, or we write C is equal to Q upon V, where C is called capacitance. Capacitance of the conductor. Capacitance of the conductor. Now we'll give the definition. Hence capacitance. Hence capacitance is the ratio of. Hence capacitance is the ratio of. Hence capacitance is the ratio of charge to the potential of a conductor. Charge to the potential of a conductor. Hence capacitance is the ratio of charge to the potential of a conductor. Then we have the formula like this: C is equal to Q by V, or Q is equal to CV. Q is equal to CV. Or if there is a need, we can add V is equal to Q by C. Okay. What is capacitance? It is a ratio of charge to the potential. Q by V ratio is called capacitance. Okay. Now right, its SI unit is farad. Its SI unit is farad, denoted by capital F. Its SI unit is farad, denoted by capital F. And the practical units are, microfarad, nanofarad, picofarad, etc. Practical units are microfarad, nanofarad, picofarad. Microfarad means 10 to the power minus 6 farad, and nano means 10 to the power minus 9, and pico means 10 to the power of minus 12 farad. These are the practical units, because 1 farad is a large, very, very large quantity. So for practical purpose, smaller units are used, which are microfarad, nanofarad, picofarad, etc. Okay. Now we write the dimension of capacitance, physical dimension. Dimension of capacitance. We'll find the dimension of capacitance. To find the dimension of capacitance, we'll make use of this equation. C is equal to Q upon V. Equations we'll be making use of. Q, dimension of Q is ampere into time. So that's A into T. V is potential. If you remember, last time we had done the dimension for potential. By chance, even if you forget, we can recollect it. V is equal to work by charge, W by Q. Work dimension is force into acceleration. I write as m into T minus 2 into force into distance, that is L, divided by charge. Charge is A into T. They will come up. So your answer now becomes m minus 1 L square will come up becoming L minus 2 T t, and t is becoming t square, and minus 2 is further coming up, becoming t to the power of 4. And this a also will come up, becoming a square. So this is the dimension of capacitance. This type of question may come for 1 mark. Give the dimension of capacitance. So this is the dimension. We can find the dimension slowly in the rough side, and we write the answer there using making use of this equation. C is equal to Q by V. Okay. So capacitance is the ratio of charge to the potential. Okay. Now, what is the capacitor? What is the capacitor? We say a capacitor. A capacitor is a conductor which has ability of storing large amount of charges within a small space. A conductor which can store large amount of charges within a small space is called a capacitor. A capacitor has capacity of storing charges. What is the use of that charges? When the charges are discharged, when the charges are released at once, then they produce spark. They produce flashing. Normally, capacitors are used for the purpose of producing sparks or for the purpose of producing flashing. In photographic camera, we have a click button and there are capacitors inside. Those capacitors, when we click the button, the charges get discharged, producing flashlight. Even in the tube light and all, we have choke, we have capacitors, they produce spark within the tube light. Inside the tube light, they initiate or they ignite sparking here inside. For that purpose, a capacitor is used. So they will not ask what is a capacitor, but capacitor is a conductor which has ability of storing large amount of charge within a small space. And when the conductor charges are discharged or released or removed at once, they produce sparking. Now just understand, probably this will not be coming, but how do we make a capacitor? How do we make a capacitor? This is called principle of capacitor. This is called principle of capacitor. That is, how do we make a capacitor? Principle of a capacitor. You can just only have a look at it. Normally, how do we make a good capacitor? Or what do we do so that the conductor has ability of storing large amount of charge within a small given space? So the formula says C is equal to Q by V. Capacitance is more, that is, it will have more capacity. If the capacitance is less, it will have less capacity. So to increase the value of capacitance, we have to lower the value of potential. We go for less potential. When the potential is less, capacitance will be more because they are inversely proportional. So we go for as less potential as possible. Okay. To go for less potential, the method says like this. We'll take a charge conductor. One charge conductor we will take. Maybe charge conductor is containing one kind of charge, maybe total charge, this is there. And we'll bring an uncharged conductor near it. We'll bring an uncharged conductor near it. Uncharged. This is charged one, this is uncharged. Uncharged conductor is brought near it with its outer portion earthed. which outer portion earth, this is called earthing, earth, which is outer portion earth. Then when we bring an uncharged conductor near it, then positive induces negative charge here, like this. So in this system, we find the potential becomes minimum. And when the potential becomes minimum, then capacitance becomes maximum. So this is how we make a capacitor. So to make a capacitor, first we select a charged conductor. And near the charged conductor, we bring another uncharged conductor, which is outer portion earth. By doing so, the space in between will have very large capacity of storing charges, and it becomes a capacitor. So this is the idea of making a capacitor. Suppose we are having a spherical conductor like this. We'll bring another uncharged here like this, with this outer portion earth like this. When you bring another uncharged one, so this will induce charges like this. So this is a capacitor. This space will contain large amount of charges and will have greater value of capacitor. So to make any capacitor, first we'll choose a charged one, and close to it we bring an uncharged. And then it becomes a capacitor. We have to do the earthing of the outer part of the uncharged conductor. The outer portion of the uncharged conductor is earthed. Then it becomes a capacitor. So as a whole, the space in between will contain one positive potential and one negative potential. So the overall potential becomes less. Total potential becomes minimum. When the total potential is minimum, then the capacitance becomes maximum. To make a cylindrical capacitor will take a cylindrical conductor first, like this, and then will be enclosing by another cylinder like this, with the outer portion earth like this. This will contain negative charge like this. So that is the whole idea about it. To make a capacitor, first we select a charged conductor, and to that conductor we bring an uncharged conductor nearby it, which is outer portion earthing. Then it becomes a capacitor. That is the idea of making a capacitor. Now I'll just tell you the reason why so. Okay, why the capacitance becomes very large, or it will have the capacity of storing large amount of charges. I'll tell you the reason why. Let us take first case, where we are having a conductor, single conductor like this. We are having a situation where we are using a single charge conductor. Okay. Now, second case, we are having a charged conductor and uncharged conductor. This is uncharged, but without earthing, no earthing. Earthing is not done. That is the second case. Third case I will show, we are having a charged conductor and this is uncharged, but with the earthing here, like this. We are assuming three cases. First case, only single but charged and uncharged, but without earthing, charged and uncharged with the earthing. And now we will check which one is the best case here. In the first case, suppose we are having any point P over here near it. The total V will be equal to plus V1, because this is positive charge, so this potential will be positive. And talking about the total potential is equal to plus V1. Out here, we will check. when we have a charged conductor here, and uncharged conductor when is brought near it, uncharged means it has same amount of positive and same amount of negative charge. This positive will attract the negative charge of this uncharged conductor here, like this. And positive will be here. Same amount of positive charge. That's why it is a uncharged conductor. Uncharged conductor will have equal number of negative charge and equal number of positive charge. So in this case, if we are having a point P over here, any here, then total potential V will be equal to, this is positive potential, so V1. This side is negative potential, so minus V2. Then again positive potential, I'll write here V3, like that. The total potential is coming this positive V1, this negative minus V2, this one plus V3. Now in the third case, we are having uncharged conductor. If this uncharged conductor means it contains same amount of positive charge, same amount of negative charge here. Negative will be pulled by this positive charge here, like this way. So when it is earth, this positive charges will go to the earth. Like this positive charges will not be there. It will go to the earth. Whereas this negative cannot go to the earth because they are pulled, they are attracted by this positive charge. Positive charge is attracting them, not allowing them to go to the earth. So we will have only positive and negative charges staying here when we do the earthing. When we do not do the earthing, then negative and positive both will stay there in uncharged. Both will be staying there because these positive charges are not going to the earth. They will stay there on the conductor. What is the potential over here? The potential will be here one positive and one negative. I'll write here one positive plus V1 minus V2. I'll write like this. Let us compare the three cases and check in which case the potential becomes the minimum. In which case the potential becomes, which one is, in which case the potential is smaller? Second case, third case, because here only V1 is here, but out here we have got V1 minus something is subtracted here. So this one is bigger, smaller than this. Now again I'll compare these two now. Now I'll compare this one and this one I'll compare. These two. Here we have V1 minus V2 plus V3, but here we have got only V1 minus V2. Here something is added up. This part is same, this part is same, but here something is added up. Here nothing is added up. So which one is the smaller? I'm sure this one is the smaller than this. So which is the smallest of all? Answer is this case. V is the smallest. And when you know the fact, when V is the smallest, then C is the greatest. C is the maximum. When V is minimum, C is maximum. So this is the whole idea of making a capacitor. We try to lower the potential as much as possible. Lower the potential, higher the capacitance. This is the idea of making a capacitor. So to make any capacitor, the idea says that choose a charged conductor and bring an uncharged conductor with its outer portion earth. Then the capacitance of, then the potential of the system becomes minimum and then the capacitance becomes maximum. Hope you understood this idea. Okay? Any response? Okay, now we have different type of capacitors. Spherical capacitors, we have cylindrical capacitors, we have parallel plate capacitors. But in your ISC syllabus, we have only given parallel plate capacitors. Only parallel plate capacitors we have in syllabus. So we will do that only without wasting time. You can just give the heading expression for parallel plate capacitor. Parallel plate capacitor. Expression for parallel plate capacitor. Okay, let us draw a diagram of parallel plate capacitor. How we can draw? We'll take a parallel plate. Parallel plate having charge Q, charge 1, and we'll take another plate which was actually uncharged, but we are doing earthing like this. Earthing is done. So this positive, this will be negative here. Same value. Let us take area of each plate. Area of each plate is equal to A. Area of each plate is equal to A. Here also area equal to A. And distance between the plate I'll take as D. This distance is taken as D. Distance between the plate is taken as D, small d. Okay. Now we write like this. E between the plates. E means electric field. Electric E between the plates. Write down E equal to. If you can remember yesterday's class, I showed two parallel plates having opposite kind of charges and also having same kind of charges. In the Gauss's theorem chapter, I had done it. Yesterday only we did. When the two charges contain opposite kind of charges, electric field exists only in between the plates, only will be there in between, and outside it is zero. No electric field outside. And how much was the value of electric field? If you remember, tell me, share with me. What was the value of electric field in between the plates? Any point in between the plates, what was the value? Yes, very good, very good. Sigma by epsilon naught. Very nice. And I told you yesterday only that we will be using this equation in the parallel plate capacitor in the next chapter to come. Electric field between the plates will come sigma by epsilon naught. You can make a note here, right? Here, by Gauss theorem. By Gauss theorem, we get this result. From the chapter of Gauss theorem, we have this result coming. Okay, now next line I write here. E equal to what is sigma value? Value I write here Q by A, and this I write epsilon naught. You know, to calculate capacitance, we will have to go by the ratio Q by V. C is equal to Q by V. To find the capacitance, okay, potential. Q is there coming, potential, electric field. E stands for the electric field. And we know the formula of electric field in terms of electric potential is volt per meter is the unit. So we write V upon voltage upon the distance. V upon the distance between the plates, that is D. So I write D. Electric field is volt per meter. I think electric field and electric potential relationship are given like that. And out here I let Q by A epsilon naught. Make Q by V the subject of formula. This becomes Q by V is equal to epsilon naught A upon V. Q by. Okay, now so this is the expression for capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. After that, you can just give the heading effects of dielectric medium. Effects of dielectric medium on the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. Effects of dielectric medium on the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. This space, if we fill it with a dielectric medium, so what will happen to the value of capacitance? Whether the value of capacitance will increase or decrease, or what will be the exact formula, we will be checking the effect on the capacitance value. Okay. Under this, we have three cases. Right? We have case one. Under this heading, three cases are there at case one. When the space between the plates, please write down, when the space between the plates, first case, when the space between the plates is completely filled. When space between the plates is completely filled with a dielectric. Okay. Now, for the first case, we will draw the diagram here like this. For this case, we draw the diagram here. We show one plate like this. We show another space between the plates is completely filled with a dielectric medium of the dielectric constant value K, capital K. Okay, now what will happen now? Just right below that the formula now. Okay, C. I'll tell you one thing before I do this. Okay. When we are having two charges in air, the force is F. But when the two charges are in a dielectric medium, what is the value of force? Force decreases by 1 by K times, if you remember it. That means what happens to the force when a dielectric medium is introduced between the charges? We say the force decreases. When the force will decrease, then electric field also will decrease. Electric potential will also decrease by 1 by K times. Electric field also will decrease by 1 upon K times with respect to that in the air or in the free space. But potential also will decrease. New potential will be, it is coming like this. Force will be decreasing by, force in that medium will decrease by F naught by K. New force will be this, F dash. Then new electric field will be coming. Electric potential will also decrease by V naught like this. New potential will be V naught divided by K. But when potential decreases, then the capacitance increases because they are inversely proportional. If potential decreases by 1 by K times, then the capacitance increases by K times. So when we have a dielectric medium, force decreases, electric field decreases, electric potential decreases, but the capacitance increases. The reverse happens. So here we will be writing the base idea between the distance is D. So I will be writing the formula of C. What is the formula of C actually? Epsilon naught A upon D. But this D distance is filled with K, so I will write D divided by K here. This K will come up, the formula becomes K epsilon naught A by D. That means your capacitance is increasing by K times. That means we can add C is equal to K. This is the free space Kc naught. We can add this. Capacitance in the dielectric medium is equal to K times multiplied by C0. C0 means, this is the value of when there was nothing there in between them, empty space or free space. This is the epsilon naught A by D was the formula which we derived just now. When there was nothing in between them or there was air in between them. That is what is the impact on the capacitance? The capacitance increases by K times. So that kind of formula will change and become K multiplied by this value. K multiplied by this value. It's going to increase by K times. So please do it. Done. That is case 1. Now, is it clear? Please check. Okay. Thank you. Now, case two, second case. Case two, right? When space between the plates, when space when space between the plates, when space between the plates is partially filled, is partially filled, when space between the plates is partially filled with a dielectric medium, partially filled with a dielectric, just like that, partially filled with a dielectric. Okay, now just a minute. When we have a dielectric medium, the force decreases, I showed, electric field decreases, electric potential decreases, capacitance increases, but the value of charge will not change. The value of charge will remain the same. This is the law of conservation of charges. Charges are neither created nor be destroyed. The amount of total charge will remain the same of the system. Charges will remain constant. The charges will not change. Remember it. It will change the electric field value. It will change the dielectric medium. Will change the electric force value. Dielectric potential will change the potential value. Will decrease by 1 by k times, and it will increase the value of capacitance, but will not change the value of charge. Okay. Now I'm discussing about the second case. Draw the diagram of the second case. The diagram of the second case will come like this. We'll take one plate. Same diagram, similar type diagram we'll make now, like this, with this earth. But now space between them, this total distance is d between the plates, but the space between the plates is partially filled, not completely. It is somewhat like this. We are having a dielectric slab like this, dielectric slab in this form. This is suppose K, and the thickness of this one is T, or here like this T. Thickness of this dielectric slab is T, small t, and remaining space is empty. So that is the space between them is not fully filled, not completely filled. So this time, what is the value of capacitance now? Capacitance formula I like like this: epsilon naught A upon how much space is filled with K? How much space is filled with K? T space, like this. T space is filled with K. I like it T divided by K plus how much space is filled with air, or how much space is empty. This is total is D and this is T. So how much is the width of the remaining space? D minus T. I like a D minus T. It is filled with nothing, that is with the air, and the dielectric constant of air value is 1. So we decide this. That time the formula will change and it becomes this. T space is filled with K, I like T divided by K plus how much space is vacant? D minus T space is vacant, that is they are filled with the air, and dielectric constant of air value is 1. So that is, we are dividing this part by 1, that means we are not dividing, we just keep it like that. This becomes the formula in that case. Epsilon naught A T by K plus D minus K. This is the formula. Okay? Alright? This is the second case. Now case 3, right? Case 3. Case 3. When space between the plates, are filled with multiple dielectrics, filled with multiple dielectrics. Okay. Now the figure will change. You make a figure now. Suppose this much space is filled with a dielectric K1, this space is filled with K2, this space is filled with K3. That is T1, this is T1, this is T2, this is T3. T1 space, T2 space, T3 space filled with different directions, K1, K2, K3, and like that. Different directives we are filling in the space between them. Capacitance acceleration by K1, T2 filled with K2, and like T2 by K2. Here I like T3 by K3. This will be the change now in this case. This time the answer will be this. Change and now it will become quite simple. These changes will occur in the expression or in the formula. All right. Okay. Yes. Is it all right? Yeah. Your response? Okay. Now here only, if they are showing three directrix and some space left vacant, suppose some space is left vacant, or that means that is filled with the air. What changes would you make? First you write T1 by K1, T2 by K2, T3 by K3, plus some space is filled with the air, and the dielectric constant of air value is 1. So what should I be writing here? I should be writing a D. The total distance is D between the plates. D minus what is the remaining space value? T1 plus T2 plus T3 divided by 1. This one we may not write. This change will take place. This change will occur. And when the situation is that there are plates and some part of the space is empty, some left vacant, this the change in the equation. All right, but just now we are not going by that, so I'll just show you that. One more case is on when case number 4, space between when space between the plates is filled with a metallic slab. When space between the plates is filled with a metallic slab, SLAB, metallic slab. Okay, so we'll draw a diagram first here like this. This is maybe the same type of thing. Here we are having this is D. This one is metal slab. Let us write it inside. Metal slab of thickness T. This is a slab of thickness T. This is a metal slab. Some metal plates there in between them, whose thickness is T. So this time what changes will occur now we'll see. C is equal to, we have formula epsilon naught A. This T space is filled with the metal slab, and what is the value of metal slab? You know, K value of metal is infinity. I'll be writing a T upon infinity. Dielectric constant of a metal is infinity. Infinity. Space is left vacant there. D minus T. Vacant space is filled with the air, that is divided by 1. We'll just write this. Next time the formula will become epsilon naught A upon D minus T, because anything divided by infinity is 0. 0 plus this, the answer remains this. This is D minus T. So this becomes the formula in that case. So this is the formula for the capacitance when the space within the plate is filled with a metal slab. The formula of capacitance becomes epsilon naught A upon D minus T. This is the formula. Okay. All right. Understood? Yes. Okay. Then today we do this much. All right. Okay. I don't know. Network is fluctuating too much today. Okay. Then next day we'll continue. One more class is required to complete this one theory part, and then that day only we'll be starting numericals also of this chapter. This chapter will be over. All right. Okay. Okay. Then we end.